We are going to turn our attentions right now to tennis, and Liam Brody is through to the second round of Wimbledon. That is after he beat Constant Lestienne in straight sets. Lestienne is a part-time magician. How about that?
Ooh,
who performs at weddings and parties, but clearly was unable to pull a rabbit out of a hat against Broady. He now faces the number 4 seed Casper Ruud tomorrow. Pleased to say that Liam joins us now. Liam, good morning.
Good morning, Liam.
You?
Hey guys, how are we doing?
Yeah, very, very well. Congratulations on that first round win. How does it feel to already have, secured your spot already in the second round?
Yeah, it feels great, especially because I think we're due some rain and some thunder today. So obviously to get the match done on Monday when quite a few players got rained off yesterday as well, and I think it'll be a difficult, congested schedule today. So to just know that I'm straight into the second round and I can just focus on tomorrow, it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
I seen your interview after the win, mate. You said you slept well. You felt like you had the confidence going into the game that you was going to win.
Yeah, man. Normally, like I said in the interview, normally I don't sleep well before matches, but you know how it is, just a little bit anxious, like worrying about things going wrong, worrying how well you're going to play and all that. And to be honest, that's probably one of the best I've ever slept before a match. I don't know why. I think I had one of my best practices of the year before, and I'm a big believer, how you practice is how you're going to compete. So it kind of just, going to bed, I thought I've done all I can do. I'm as ready as I can be, and it worked out good.
Is that what it's about, Liam? Because Wimbledon is like, it's the big one, isn't it? Especially for English tennis players. Is it about keeping your nerve, not being anxious, not going for shots that maybe you would in other matches?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, at the top level of the game, I don't know if it's the same in other sports, but I find in the bigger matches, people get cagey and you have to go back to what your base level is. And sometimes the tempo of the tennis match can be played at a bit of a different level to what a practice is played at, or to what a match in front of less people is played at. And that kind of was the feeling yesterday. It kind of comes back to that level where you've just got to kind of grind it out and find a way to get through it. And I mean, it was really windy yesterday, and that can cause havoc on a tennis court because obviously the ball's small and very light. And it's not very usual for there to be a lot of wind at Wimbledon. And in fact, the last sort of 4 or 5 weeks has been a lot of wind at all of the warm-up events, and I've been saying, don't worry, it'll be nice conditions at Wimbledon. And then played yesterday and it was blowing a gale, so I guess it turned out to be good practice anyway.
I wonder, obviously when it comes to Wimbledon, we always look at the British interest and wonder how far everyone can go. Do you feel there is always extra pressure on all of you to deliver, considering as well that so much focus is on Andy Murray, that some of you just want to say, well, we're here too?
Yeah, I think there is. It's difficult to say because I think the British crowds at Wimbledon, as far as I'm concerned, have always been absolutely class. I've never really known the British fans to turn on British players when they're on court. Whereas, I've seen at French Open, you get the French crowd turning on French players if they don't like what they're seeing, and it can quickly turn into a negative. Again, I've not really seen that at Wimbledon. For me, when I was younger, I used to struggle with the pressure of, wanting to go out there and put in a good performance at what is essentially the biggest and best tennis tournament on the planet. Whereas nowadays, you just have to kind of, as you get older, you treat it as another tournament and just go out there and know that if you can put your game on the court, you're going to have a good time and you're going to make, memories for life.
Liam, your opponent tomorrow, Casper Ruud, he's allergic to grass. I mean, we've seen in different sports, people do what they have to do to win. Throw a bit of grass at him before the game, maybe.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many players have hay fever. I don't know if that's common in football as well, but grass court season can play absolute havoc with some of them. But it didn't seem to bother him that much yesterday, so I'm sure he'll find a way around it.
When we've been talking about the spirit of the game in cricket,
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure, Liam, you're going to go down that route, throwing grass at Casper.
Yeah, exactly. Tennis is similar to cricket in that sense, isn't it? It's supposed to be a gentleman's game, so I'm not sure I'll get away with putting some grass in his water at change of ends and all that. So, yeah,
exactly. I'm sure you've been made aware, and I don't know how you feel about the potential disruption from Just Oil protesters that have been suggested could happen at Wimbledon, like we have seen at a number of sporting events. I know Andy Murray was asked about it and spoke about the fact that, you know, he said it would be dangerous for anyone to invade courts, especially as tennis players obviously have got rackets in their hands. Now, I'm not in any way suggesting that he's going to assault anybody, but does that play on your mind as well, the possibility of disruption, or are you able to block all that out?
I was going to say, when I saw that quote, I thought that sounds like vaguely threatening. I don't know. That's not even crossed my mind, to be honest. I think at the end of I think over the last few days, I've heard that the security at Wimbledon's been extra secure this year, and I think maybe that's because of the Stop Oil protesters. And I mean, it's pretty secure at Wimbledon anyway, so I think they'll have a tough time getting in. But if they do, I think. Look, I mean, obviously, I'd prefer them not to do it, but they've done it at a lot of sporting events already, and I'm not arrogant to assume tennis is above that. Yeah, I hope they don't do it. I really hope they don't do it at one of my matches. And I mean, come on, like, you know, those grass courts, they're pristine. I don't want to see them splashed with orange like they did at the snooker. It looks like what sits all over the court and stuff. So
yeah, and the cricket, we saw it as well, didn't we? So
yeah, exactly,
absolutely.
I was going to ask you, Liam, we see the rankings of yourself and of your opponent tomorrow, but at such a big tournament, is it sort of not in your mind? You're going out there, you got the home advantage of the crowd. Is it about just putting that to one side and thinking get through it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I've you know, obviously I'm 29 years old now. I've been playing professionally for over 10 years. I've had some, you know, big upsets in my time. I beat the number 12 in the world at the Olympics when I was probably 130 in the world a few years ago. Last year I beat Diego Schwartzman. I think he was number 12 in the world or something at the time, and I was about the same ranking I am now. So I know I am capable of an upset. Obviously, I've never beaten someone in the top 5, so that'd be a nice one to tick off. And I mean, he's going to be tough at the end of the day. Like I've been saying, Rafa Nadal, you know, people said couldn't play on grass, and he ended up with 2 Wimbledon titles. So I'm sure if Casper wants to figure it out, I'm sure his game will translate pretty well. But hopefully that won't happen tomorrow anyway.
You did reach the 3rd round last year. So what for you would represent success?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think the way I kind of look at my game at this point is that I just want to go out there and do what I've trained to do. I want to go out there and be able to see what I'm working on, you know, be put on the match court. I think that's pretty important to, especially in tennis, not to worry about your ranking, about results, and just focus on improving as a player and knowing that those results will come then, you know, throughout the year. It's kind of a war of attrition, those little percentages. Because, you know, at the end of the day, Wimbledon is the biggest event, but we play probably almost 30 events a year. So sometimes you never know when it will come. I mean, I'd like to say I made 3rd round last year, and I'd love to go further again. You know, that it's an addictive feeling. You want to keep winning and winning. So we'll have to see.
I can imagine, mate. Last year, you got a good luck message off Jack Grealish. Do you think your opponent tomorrow will get a good luck message off Haaland?
I'll be fuming if he does, because he should be sending it over to me. He's got Manchester blood as well, hasn't he? Basically, Erling, he bleeds blue.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we should stress this is because you're a City fan.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not even sure if Casper's a football fan, but I was saying as well. I mean, Casper's a beast in his own right. You know, obviously Erling's a physical beast, but the way Casper hits the ball, I mean, he hits it like a ton of bricks. He's a strong boy as well. So, I mean, there's obviously something in the water or in the food in Norway. Yeah. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, well, I know City have obviously given you a lot of support. I think did they send you a tweet this week or before your 1st round game?
Yeah. To be fair, I mean, they've been absolutely class with me, Man City. I mean, I can remember, again, being sort of 17 years old and, you know, being green at these tournaments and never having played, and getting tweets off Man City when I was winning matches. And, you know, 10 years later, they're still doing that, and they're taking the time to sort of follow my results and send those nice messages. And I'm, you know, I'm still as buzzing now to get the message, you know, because I am a football fan at the end of the day. I'm buzzing to get those messages off, and now compared to when I was 17 as well. And they sent the message about 20 minutes before I went on court yesterday. And I didn't reply because I thought I'm gonna try and focus on getting the win before I start talking rubbish on Twitter, because I'll get myself in trouble otherwise.
Yeah, you don't want to tempt fate as well, in all fairness. Just lastly, Liam, we've got to ask you about the all-British clash that's going to take place on centre court. Ryan Penniston, who I think is a friend of yours, and Andy Murray. Who are you supporting?
Oh man, I'm supporting British tennis.
That is the right answer.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think it's going to be a great match. I think obviously, Andy is going to be so tough. I mean, he's spent years and years and years on those big courts. He's one of the best players in the world on the grass, as he rightly says he is. But Ryan, I mean, he's capable of causing upsets. He beat Holger Rune last year. He beat Schwartzman, I think, as well. He had a good run at Eastbourne and Queens. He's capable of kicking it with the big boys on the grass. So I think we're going to be in for a good match. I really do think Ryan will rise to the occasion.
All right. Well, Liam, listen, we appreciate you being with us today. Congratulations once again in reaching the second round, and best of luck for your second round match.
Mate. Good luck.
We will. We'll cheer you on.
Thanks, guys.
It's not just City that will cheer you on. We'll be doing it as well.